Have you ever been in a situation where you felt control? You felt like people were controlling you. People had their hands all in your business. Eugene Thomas and Crystal.
Hey, welcome back. This is the second part of the cult and how dangerous a cult is. Today I'm going to interview my sister Crystal Latricia Thomas on cults. Crystal, I have 4 questions for you today. And my first question is, I'm going to hit it on the nail. Have you ever been in a cult, or have you ever thought like, have you ever felt like you were in a cult?
Well, yes, I felt like I was in a cult. And the reason why I say I felt like I was in a cult was because it felt like I was in some kind of mind control place where I couldn't do things the way I wanted to do it. It always had to be the way the leader wanted it or the way the people around me were, like I couldn't wear my jewelry the way I wanted to wear my jewelry, my clothes the way I wanted to wear my clothes. I had to wear certain outfits and stuff, stuff like that. It's like I almost had to think like they thought. And if I ever came off my own mind with my own thoughts, then they probably would have looked at me like I was very crazy. So yes, I felt like I was in a cult. And another reason why I felt like I was in a cult is because even with my personal life, and this is with anybody, I feel like anybody who has a personal life, it should be a separation between your personal issues at home and your Christian, life at church. And it's the way you do everything. I mean, if you're going to come to me about a situation I have within my home, which is my personal life, I think you should approach me personally instead of approaching me openly. And then again, we have people who come up with these things off their head to where they try to quote scriptures that are not in the Bible. You get what I'm saying?
I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And that is really dangerous, and it is sick, and it is disgusting to me. That's really why I started this show. Because people get on my nerves when they try to control people. They try to make people think the way they think. And that's dangerous. It's dangerous to be in a place like that. Another question I want to ask you is, how did it feel? How did it feel when you were in that cult? Or when you felt like you were in a place like that? How did it feel?
I'll tell you. I mean, if you look at it this way, it's like when you're at that point, because at that time I didn't really know God and who God really was, and I had that it was something within me that I really needed. I needed that love that I never had before, because see, people say they look for love in all the wrong places, like through men and through different peoples, but I needed that love, that connection, that feeling of somebody really loving me and wanting me and accepting me. So I was at that desperate stage of my life where I was thirsting for a love, a touch, a motherly love, a peoplely love, a family. If you ever came from a broken home, and I mean, not as in broken, like everything going wrong, because that could be one too. But even a broken home to where you feel like you're not accepted through your father, your mother, or something like that. You're going to go and you're going to search. You are going to search. I don't care. It's just that thing that you have within yourself that'll make you search for that love and that touch that you never had before. You know what I'm saying? And it was like I was searching and I was looking for that love and that touch that I never had before. And see, I came to this place, and when I came to this place, it was like, wow, these people really love me. And if anybody know, that is the best way for anybody to play on you is through your emotions. A cult is I think that's their little fishing pole right there. That's what they put on that hook to catch their fish. Is, oh, I know she had to be going through something. Oh, I know she don't know God. And then sometimes we may get the anointing mixed up with the gifts. I don't want to go too far into it, but in the position that I was in, because I was thirsting for love and that feeling that I never had before, I was looking for people to love me. That's what they began to do. They began to love on me. They began to tell me the things that I never heard before from any other place. Oh, you're anointed. You're this and you're that. Oh, your gifts. Oh, they see the gifts within you.
I like the statement that a prolific orator said. They said that if we don't take a stand and to be able to say who you are, who I am, I'm going to be left with someone else says about me. So I do this every morning. I wake up and I say, who am I going to show up as today? I want to show up as Eugene Lewis Thomas Jr. I am smart. I am intellectual. I am ambitious. And I'm going to do 150% today to be just who I am, not who no one else says. And if I don't do that, I'm left with you gonna be who I say you gonna be. You gonna be dumb. You gonna be smart. You gonna be a doctor. You gonna be a lawyer. You gonna be this. You gonna be that. You gonna be like your dad. All kind of crazy, ignorant stuff like that.
Yes, that's it.
You have to take that time out to know who you are, or people will try to control you.
That is the truth. And you know what? But that, Eugene, that is something that I had experienced because they had told me who I was, because they had already made in their little books and their little notebooks and notepads who I really was, who they wanted me to be. They had created me because they gave me my gifts. They exposed my gifts to me, and because I didn't know nothing about using my gifts, they was the ones who felt like they was gonna tell me when I was to use my gifts and when I was going to become who I was going to become. So that whole time I'm there, I'm waiting on them to tell me when I'm going to be that minister, when I'm going to become that preacher. And because of the anointing that a lot of people cannot stand, it may be years before you become that preacher and that teacher. It's like, I mean, it was so many times where, you know, it was like, oh, I had a word within myself, but they'll cut the word off. You know what I mean? With little things that they said, and because we don't know the word. And that's one thing that I learned, and it took me some years to learn. When you do not know the word, you don't read the word for yourself, you is bound to fall for anything. You get what I'm saying? Well, you don't know that word within yourself.
So you're trying to say that you need to take time out to read.
Because
if you don't take the time out to learn, to know, the Bible even declares that you will perish for the lack of knowledge. My third question is, Crystal, how did you break free? How did you break free? Because I know someone else wants to know this question. How did you break free from that environment, from that seduction, from that place?
I'm gonna tell you what I really had to do. You know, in order to break free from all those things, even though I went through a time in my life where I found myself breaking from God, falling off from God, and going into the streets and everything. But when I finally found out who God was for myself, He began to minister to me. And what He began to tell me was to read. Study to show yourself approval. And when I began to listen, I said, study to show myself approval. Okay, so I'm just going to read the word. You know, that's going to be it. He took me right back to where I came from. Set me right back into the service. I had to go, even though I didn't want to go. God told me to go. And when I went back and I sat into the service, I had my book in my hand, my notebook. For what reason, I don't know, because I didn't really want to hear what she had to say. But who am I? How can I determine if you're right or wrong if I don't know myself? You know what I'm saying? How do I know where I'm going if I can't read the signs for myself, if I don't know how to get there? You get what I'm saying? Or how to read a map, or how to do this and that. So what I had to read. When I began to study, when I got into the word, they couldn't tell me anything.
Go. Don't just break down like that. Keep going.
They couldn't tell me anything. They couldn't just, you know, feed me anything. They couldn't control me anymore, you know, because I knew that word within myself. So for now, when they tell me, oh yeah, you can't wear earrings. Well, what does it say that in the word that I can't wear earrings? Or you can't wear nose piercings? You know, clarify that. You know, before you bring it to me, clarify what you're saying. Not saying that, okay, y'all go out there, y'all get y'all a whole bunch of nose rings and tongue rings and, you know, but clarify it. You get what I'm saying?
I understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah, the word say dress modest. It say dress modest. Yeah, that's a good word. But, it doesn't say how to dress modest, because everybody has, you know, a way that they want to wear their clothes. You know, I might want to wear my clothes like Jamaicans and Africans or whatever, you know, but just dress nice enough to be seen. We know how far to go. We do.
Yes, we understand how far to go. Okay, because I have one more question. One more question. My last question is, what do you, in one sentence, how do you, in one sentence, what one thing does people need to know about these malicious cultic activities?
Ooh.
One thing in one sentence. Be brief.
Well, first of all, I'm gonna try to be brief, okay? Because you know I ain't there yet. But anyways, I can say that one way that they can get you is if you don't know who God is for yourself. So I would say get into your closet, get into your private room, and seek God like never before. Cause you don't look for answers from people, pastors and leaders. We are trying to look for our answers from God. All answers comes from God. God made us, He created us, He created our plans, He created what our lifestyle, what we was going to become. He knows who we are going to become. He knows what the future holds for us. So who do we go to? Do I go to my sister for the answers of who I'm going to be in the near future? No, I go to God. I have to seek God for these answers because these people can't tell me anything. The only person who can tell me anything is God. Get into your secret place, into your secret closet, and pray like never before. Find out who the real man is. You know, find out who he is and how much he really do love you. Spend time with the master. And once you begin to spend time with him in your secret place, oh, the things that he will begin to reveal to you. He will open up revelation. He will open up prophetic pathways. He will take you places that you ain't never been before. He will show you some things that you ain't never seen before. So we have to take that time out to spend it with the Most High God, the one who made and created man in this world. You know, because that's where our answers got to come from. It got to come from God. To know where you at, to know where you are going, seek the one who had it all in the plan, you know.
Thank you. I asked you to be brief, but you did take it to another level. And I thank you. I can trim that up. I asked you to be brief, but you did take it to another level, and we expect that. We support that. I believe in you. Thank you for taking the time out to come for me to be able to get this chance to talk to you and to get how you feel about the occultic activity that is going on today. I thank you, everyone who is viewing my material. Yeah, I know my material is life-changing, it is profound, it is prolific, and I know that you'll be changed. Stop letting other people control who you are. This has been your boy, Eugene Lewis Thomas Jr. and Crystal Latrigia Thomas. Have a great day.
Have a blessed day.
Thank you for doing life with Eugene Thomas. Be blessed.